Hi guys. Now that it's Christmas time, I am going to do something a little more Christmassy for you. And my tutorial for this time is going to be a really quick one on loose watercolors, like a couple of different styles. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to do these and we're going to learn how to make them into Christmas tags for your presents, or even maybe little mini note cards that you want to put in with your gifts. So we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you three different kinds. One's going to be the stripes. The other one's just going to be the monochromatic color, and then we're gonna do a Christmas bauble with a little bit of foliage, Christmas foliage or holly on it. So yeah, let's get started. I kind of warmed up by just doing really quick flowers to the side because I haven't painted in a while. So I hope you don't mind this here, but I'm going to use this space to do the three things that I have, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So So what I'm going to do is, after I've done these, I'm going to scan them and I'm going to digitize them and make them into little cards that can be printed out. But what you can do is learn how to paint them, or just watch me do them and then maybe try it on your own. And you can cut off your own little mini shapes and do your own cards without having to go straight to print if you're not very digital savvy that way. So just going to get started right away so that I don't prolong this tutorial, making it extra minutes that it doesn't need to be. So I'm just going to use green, and because I'm going to be scanning them, I'm going to make sure that my green is dark for my stripe pattern, which is right there. All right, so I'm just going to start doing the stripes, and you just lay it down, use your water, and make sure you're getting different variations of the color. What you can also do is go in, get another bit of green, and add a stroke of that green in there just to sort of get another variation, or add extra water, or just put in more color, kind of like this, and then it gives you that color variation. Okay, I can go this way too, and I don't want my lines to be straight. I like the whole effect of it being irregular and imperfect. Yes, because I don't want perfection. I just want it to be really pretty looking and Christmassy looking too. And I'm just going to take a little extra water and go there. So it gives you a little bit of like a water stain-ish and a blending edge. All right, I'm just going to do one more line. Not needed, but just do it anyways. And now I'm going to go in straight for the reds. Oops. I just spilled all my water. Okay, back. So that noise you heard was me spilling all my water down. So I'm going to continue now that that's out of the way. And so to keep with the Christmas theme, I'm just going to make little red baubles. And try and get it with the green so you can have the colors seeping in, which is kind of pretty. And just kind of go in different places and put it in. And again, variations of red, that would be nice. And different variations of, I guess, bauble size as well. So it's not all just like one color. And size as well, yeah. not one color and size. And you can do how many ever you want, just kind of stop when you feel like you've reached a place where you're satisfied with it. And so I'm okay with this, so I'm just going to leave it at this. And I'm going to move on to my red wash right here. And so now for that, I'm going to shift this over a little bit so you can see more. And so that I'm just going to use the same brush that I used for the red, and I'm going to dip it in water. Actually, before that, I think I'll take another brush that wasn't used, dip that in water, and then just do an area of color that way. Then I'm going to take this brush and go in and adjust my coloring, my color intensity. And then just kind of extend it. More water at the bottom and at the top to give it the soft look. And then I'm going to go in for more color and put that in there. Ooh, that's nice. And just kind of move the color around. That's my laptop. And yep, so I like this. I like that the edges are rough-ish and kind of blendy that way. Just going to put in more water on the edges to get more of the fading look. Okay, and so I like this, so I'm going to stick with that and leave it as is. And then the next thing we're going to do the bauble. Now the bauble also might look like it's a little bit detailed, but it's actually quite easy. So let's start with that. So you pick the color that you want for the bauble, and just to remind you what that looks like. That's what it looks like right there. So we're going to take, I'm going to take a dark blue-ish. And I'm just going to draw a circle. Freestyle with the paint. And then paint it in and leave like white shine lines almost. And took a little bit of more color. Make my bubble. I just want to make sure you guys can see that. Great. And then you want to make it as round as possible, humanly possible, freehanding with your brush. And this is good for me. Sorry guys, I don't know what's happening. What's beeping on my laptop there? Okay, so I like how this looks, and I like the little rough edge as well. So we're gonna stay with this. And if you want to just add variations of blue in there, yeah, like why not? Go ahead. I'm just gonna take a little more blue and add that to the edge here, because it's resting on this side. So I want to show a little bit more of a shadow, or I'm going to try at least. And if you cannot get it, that's okay. Don't stress, because This is not supposed to be super accurate in how it looks and shadow and light and whatnot. So you're okay. Don't stress. One of the other things I like to do is to make it a little more romantic feeling, looking, is just wet my brush, clean my brush, just have a little bit of water in it, and then just do a little bit of water on the side and then just touch it to the edge and see how it kind of opens up some color and brings color out to the water, the wet area that you've just created. And it just looks like it's, I don't know, I like it. I like the effect it gives. You just have to make sure you have water going on already before you touch the edge, okay? And then you just swish that around. So it kind of looks like the colors is like bleeding out into the air almost. Okay, so I'm gonna do the tip off the bauble where it hangs. And for that, I'm just gonna pick like a yellow. And now this is fairly dried. So I'm just gonna do a cap, like paint like a little bit of a cap on it. And again, leaving white space in between, doesn't have to be perfect. Just lines that way, right? And you can take a little bit of a different yellow in there just to give it like light and shadow if you wish. And just dab a little bit of it to the top or to the bottom, wherever you feel works best. And then use that same color and do a little circle so it looks like this is where it hangs from. Okay. Oops. Change the water. There we go. So that's that. And now we're going to go right away into the green foliage. And so for that, I'm just going to, I have some green on here, and I'm just going to start painting, I guess, Christmassy type of leaves. These are slightly bigger than the example I showed you, but you know, hey, you're never going to be able to get the same thing every time. And also you might feel differently every time you paint it. So this is why no two paintings are ever the same, and you can never really mimic. Well, you can to the best of your ability, but it'll never be perfectly the same. Just gonna go this way. And yeah, keep the white space if you can in between the leaves as well. Again, it adds a good source of like light and shadow. Go in with a little bit of darker green and just give it more of the 3D if you can. That's great. And then I'm going to use the brush that I was using for the red and do my little red, what would you want to call them? Pieces of cranberry or mistletoe, holly. There we go. So that's that. And then lastly, actually this could have been done, sorry, I shook that a bit. Could have been done when we did this here. Just again, just getting a bit of a shadow on the floor, on the base of the icon. We're not quite sure where this is resting. It could be a desk, it could be a floor, it could be so many things. So So now I'm just going to cheat. I've wet the area a bit, and now I'm taking a little bit, very tiny bits of blue, and I'm just swishing it around on the water that I just put on here. All right, so this is the essence. Trying to get the right blue here. Maybe a little bit of black just to kind of make it darker. And more water just to make it softer. All right, so essentially we're done. And this is how you create all these different looks. And the next thing you can do with this is, if you're doing them by yourself and you want to just cut them out and then use them as tags without having to scan them and then lay them out and print them, what I would suggest is actually drawing the rectangular shapes beforehand and then painting these styles that I've just shown you in them and then cutting them out, and then you can write your stuff on the back of it and then just take a hole puncher and just like punch a hole and then you have a tag. What I will be doing for you guys though, because it's Christmas and I like doing stuff like this, I'm going to digitize these, including these flowers, and I'm going to make tags that will be available for you to download and print and then cut and then use for your wonderful gifts and surprises, I guess, for your loved ones and friends. So I hope you guys like it. And feel free to write comments and suggestions, and just, even if you want to just have a chat really quickly, send me a message. I'm here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.